Whether you're shopping online or in stores during this busy holiday season, it's always good to use caution. Hi, I'm Maureen Russell Hodson, and this is Springboro Here and There. We are here at Wright Station along with Springboro Police Officer Dustin Christian. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So I know we all know to use common sense when we go out and shop, but we don't always put that into practice.
Sure.
It's probably a good idea to remind people, especially as there are more shoppers out. Let's start with in parking lots, maybe some tips that we should be mindful of.
Sure. When you're in a parking lot, you always want to be mindful of where you park at. What I would suggest is trying to park as close to an entrance as possible. Now, during the holidays, I know that's not always practical, but park in a place, one, where you remember your car, and two, make sure it's in a well-lit area, especially if you're going to be out during the hours of darkness.
And then putting your packages in the car. Some tips about that.
So I'm sure that when people go out shopping, they're going to buy a lot of things, and they're probably going to want to make trips back and forth to the car to drop off the packages. Well, what I would suggest is take those packages out to the car, but then move your car to a different parking spot. Maybe drive around, come back later, because you never know who's watching you. Unfortunately, bad guys pry on people to go into their cars after they've dropped off those packages, and they might come back to a broken window.
Yeah. And we do know that Springboro, of course, is a very safe community. But sometimes people get desperate and you just don't know what might happen. So it's always good to be ready for anything to happen.
Absolutely it is. Like I said, always just make yourself a hard target.
Yeah.
Just be aware of your surroundings, shop in groups, park in well-lit areas, and just move your car or hide valuables at least out of plain sight inside your car.
And then when you're going to your car, when's a good time to unlock your door before you get to it?
I would probably unlock my door as soon as I get to the car.
Okay.
You know, just because you don't know who's waiting around the corner. People can crouch down between cars, and you just want to make sure that you have a good idea of who's around and what's around before you do anything like that.
And I know we say we all know these things, we all think about them probably, but do we put them into practice? Probably not. I'm sure that's when you have calls and people say, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that, but I forgot.
Sure, and oftentimes what we usually get typically I shouldn't have left that in my car, whether it might be a wallet or a purse or maybe just an item of value just laying out in plain sight. Sometimes it's also, we just forget to lock our car doors.
Yeah.
And it could just be as simple as locking your car doors. That might deter a bad guy from entering your car and taking your things.
Then you are a crime of opportunity, right? Somebody goes by, sees it, and picks it up.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about shopping online because more and more of us are doing that, but there are a ton of scams out there.
There are. The most important thing is just go to a reputable website. Don't click on any internet links that you're not familiar with, and of course don't click on any links that come to you by way of email. A lot of those are phishing and scams. So the best thing is just to research the website that you want to go to and just shop from a reputable website like Amazon or eBay, something of that nature.
And if it's too good to be true, it probably is, right?
Absolutely. What you'll see a lot this time of year is a $200 item being listed for $75, and that's never going to happen.
Yeah. The other thing that we see a lot of is a lot of charities, organizations asking for donations, and those are groups that you really need to check out before you make a donation, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's probably better if your organization or charity is nearby and they have a physical location, drop off your donation there. Just to blindly submit money or give somebody money that comes to your door, you don't know who you're giving that money to. And if you're going to give anything, give cash. Don't give checks. Don't give credit card numbers. That's a good way for your identity to get stolen as well.
And again, that goes back to, and I think most people have cell phones, but there's still a lot of landlines where maybe some elderly folks get phone calls. Really, all of us could be a victim of some of phone scams, but same thing with that as well.
Absolutely. Never give any information out over the phone. If somebody's requesting your information, it's better just to disconnect the phone call, look up the number yourself, and call back and speak to somebody that you know that's on the other end of the phone. It's going to be a reputable person to speak with.
And finally, we say if you see something, say something, but that is so true because it's up to the police department to decide whether it's a crime, but you should not, as a layperson, we call 911 and let you decide what goes on from there, right?
Absolutely. The most important thing is just be careful.
Yeah.
Try to give as much information as you possibly can without putting yourself in a situation to where you might become compromised or get yourself hurt.
Yeah, you don't need to go chasing after someone or try to, that's what you'll do. But if you see something, don't hesitate because you do need the information, right?
Pick up the phone, call us right away. Don't wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because by that time, they probably moved on somewhere else, and we have a more difficult time trying to apprehend or at least find that person to speak to them. Just call us right away. Give us as much information as possible without getting involved, and we'll do the rest from there.
All right. Well, thank you for those helpful tips. As we said, we know it's common sense, but we don't always put them into practice, myself included.
Sure.
Yeah. For more information, you can always call the police department, because you all have, well, one thing we didn't even talk about were the cameras, which are a helpful deter for crime as well, right?
Absolutely. Yes, they are.
So you can go to the website to get more information about that if you have a home cam. And you can also, I want to thank the police department, because you all do keep our community so safe. They're working every holiday, so we appreciate you're keeping everything safe so that we can be with our families.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for more information, you can visit our website, ci.springboro.oh.us. Thanks for watching, and we wish you all a wonderful holiday and happy, safe holiday season.